So, future Alex here. Um, for those of you who found me just straight up through YouTube, um, you might have noticed the name change. Um, I found out that there's apparently a TV show that's, episodes are uploaded to YouTube where the name is really similar to the Blue Line. So I decided to change the name. Um, the channel name is different, but I might keep the channel name the same, or I might match it to, the show. If you're one of the people who found this through YouTube, just let me know. Uh, if you want me to change the name back or keep the name the same, and then the same for the channel. So thank you. So, just when I thought the Condors were done making moves and signing contracts, they go out and sign Shane Starrett's little brother, Beau Starrett, to an AHL contract. Now, I say little, referencing the fact that Beau is younger, because Beau Starrett is not a small man. He is 6'5", 212 pounds. Given that he's got almost 6 inches on me and is about 60 pounds lighter than me, but it's muscle, I don't think I'm going to call him little, you guys. Not a fan of that. So, here's a little information on Mr. Starrett. Just like his family, he's from Bellingham, Massachusetts. He's 23 years old, he's left-handed, and he plays center/left wing. He was drafted 88th overall, that's the third round, of the 2014 draft by the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, it wasn't a bad draft for the Blackhawks, but I'd say for the Condors, it was a much better draft. We picked up a few names, and there's 3 that Condors fans should recognize. Leon Draisaitl, who was picked 3rd overall in that draft. William Lagesson, who was picked just 3 picks after Starrett at 91st. And then Tyler Vessel, who was picked 153rd. Now, I'd say that's a good draft for the Condors. Pick up a couple important pieces, and then, I guess, retroactively, we picked up Beau Starrett. Now, for those of you who say, oh, he was picked 88th overall, that's not that good. He's not even a second-round pick. Let me give you 3 names that might prove you wrong. Ray Ferraro, Jere Lehtinen, who's a Stanley Cup champion with the Dallas Stars, and, just some St. Louis goalie who, if you watched any games last year, you should probably recognize the name, Jordan Binnington. I don't think getting picked 88th overall is a terrible thing. So, getting back to Beau Starrett now. He's the youngest brother of goalie Shane Starrett, and he played with the Cornell Big Red of the NCAA for the past 4 years. He played in a total of 118 games and picked up 16 goals, 27 assists, and 43 points. His career highs for each of those was 8 goals last year, 10 assists in 2016-2017, and 15 points in 2018-2019. In the 118 games, he picked up 85 penalty minutes, with his career high being 43 minutes last year. And if I'm doing this stat correctly, which is a pretty big if because career plus minus is weird, he ended his college career as +8, which 118 games, ending anywhere plus is good. Now, I've seen people describe Beau as defensively responsible and a good face-off guy, which, if we're being honest with ourselves, for the Condors, was a pretty big weakness for us. We were not that good at winning faceoffs. We were good at taking the puck away after we lost a faceoff, but we weren't great at winning faceoffs. Now, the defensively responsible leads to him having a good plus minus, which would be just great for us, here in Bakersfield or in Kansas, since Kansas's team plus minus ran the gamut from a +9 by, and pardon me if I butcher this pronunciation, I'm not French, by Marc-Olivier Crevier-Morin to a shocking -23 by Jeremy Beaudry. Bakersfield's plus minus, for the record, went from a +31 by Cooper Marody to a -3 by Braden Christopher. Which, all things considered, given his ice time, how many games he played, what he brought to the team, that's not terrible. So, assuming all things stay the same, there's no more, assuming there's no more PTOs or AHL deals or waiver claims, if we're being honest, Starrett will probably start the year either on the fourth line here in Bakersfield or with Wichita. And like I said in the roster projections, I don't know their roster, so I'm not going to try and say, oh, he'll be the third line center or the second line left winger. I don't know. I know the Condors and I vaguely know the Oilers. That's about it. So, assuming he starts here, he'll probably be fourth line center or left wing. However, the optimistic part of me, and also the slight lover of physical hockey that I am, really wants him to start on the first line with Marody and Benson. Because, come on. It's a big, tough scoring winger, that you can play there on the first line. And that gives Marody another option, to get passes from. That gives Benson another guy to pass to. I love Curry. Don't get me wrong. I thought that line was great when they played together. But I also think Josh is staying in the NHL this year, so it's never a bad option to have another scoring guy. Obviously, I hope, if for nothing else than the sake of it being kind of funny, that he starts here, because I want to buy a jersey that says BS Starrett. It would be funny. But wherever he plays in the Oilers organization and their plans for the future, I hope the best for him, and that I hope he shows Chicago that it was a mistake to leave him unsigned. While, doing my research for this, I couldn't find many highlights of specifically him. The Condors tweeted out a highlight of him scoring a goal that I thoroughly enjoyed, and thought that if he brings that, it could be really nice for the Condors. When I find the link, I'll put it in the description below. So go on Beau's Twitter and, tell him welcome to Condors Town. Also, just one more thing, because the Condors, made a Facebook post about it a while ago. I just haven't thought about it until now. These jerseys are coming back. Granted, it's not, this exact orange and this blue. It's the orange and blue that we saw last year. The striping is going to be a little different. Basically, if you've seen the Oilers home jerseys, it's going to be that, but with this logo. I'll keep a screenshot on the screen now of what the jersey is going to look like. We kind of expected this one. We knew that this jersey was going to come back eventually. It just came back sooner than we thought and looking like Edmonton's. I personally don't like it, but I was also mad when we changed from these ones. Actually, I was mad when we changed from that one to those ones. So, take my opinion on jerseys, with how you will.